Hey guys, it's Dana and it's time to talk about money. And in this video, I wanted to show you step by step how to create a trended statement of your household operations so that at the end of the year, you have a one-page sheet of everything that you have spent throughout the year. So it makes it really clear. So let's get into it. Now, hopefully, if you follow my channel and Dave Ramsey, you probably do, hopefully, you should be doing a monthly budget. Every month, doing a unique budget, which means either that's a piece of paper, you're using an app to do that, or you use an Excel spreadsheet using different tabs, one tab for each month like I do. However, you should have something that's tracking every single month throughout the year all of everything that you spend money on. Your entire budget would be all your expenses. So you should have that, correct? All right. If you can take that information and put it into a one-page statement, I find that to be incredibly useful for us. So not only do I print that out and put it in my folder with our taxes at the end of the year, I also have a copy of it from the prior year or the prior 6 months in our emergency household binder. That way, if something happens to me, if something happens to my husband, it's very clear for anybody, the kids or anyone stepping in to look at that one-page sheet and see who we pay, what we pay, how much, when during the year we pay it. It's just so useful on so many levels. So I'm going to show you one and we're going to go through it together because I really think it's important. It also helps you to budget for the following year, because if you say it's, October, you can say, what did we do last October? You can look at this and see exactly what you spent for that month, who you paid. If you have certain activities, dues, things that are due like only once a year, then you can see that during that period, during that month that was due, and you can just look at it on a one-page sheet. Okay, so let's look at it. Okay, so this is numbers on my MacBook. Okay, so my editing software is on a MacBook, so we're looking in numbers. However, my preference is Excel. I love Excel. That's like my bread and butter there. I just love Excel. But this is in numbers, so I sort of had to muddle through it. But you can do this on paper, you can do it in Excel, you can do it in numbers, you could do it in Google Docs. Whatever program you like, you can do this. And basically, it's just very simple columns. So you just need 12 or 13 columns going across the top, and you have one column for each period. So for mine here, you can see that I have 2019-1, which would be for January. All right, that's the first period. So then we have, you just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you have 12 columns going across the top. And then on the left side, then that's where you have your categories. So if I go up here to numbers and I do file new, so you can kind of see where the starting point is if you have numbers in a MacBook, you can just pick here, like here's the basic templates that they open up for you. If you pick the categories template, then that's going to really easily show you this is going to be a good template to start at. You can just, insert columns at the top and everything. On the left side here, down the rows is the categories. So the top one, I just made insurance. So within this insurance category, we have our car insurance, life insurance, a water line insurance, and then we pay for AAA. And when the AAA membership that we have is just once a year, so you can see it's only in the January column, and we don't pay it the whole rest of the year. And then all the way over on the right, you can see the last column is a year to date. So with this all filled out here, you can see that the year to date is $19.59.48. So that's the total for the insurance for the entire year. And then just for the one period, say if we were just looking at January, you can see in January $254, February $155.04. And so obviously you can see it going across. So then the next category down would be household expenses, water, electric, trash, food, gas, housing. So in here would be where you would fill in, whatever you paid that period or that month for your electric, and then each one going across, and then all the way on the right, you can see year to date. amount here. So this in the last column here is just a sum formula. So in Excel or in numbers, if you just, you can do equals sum, and then you just do your parentheses, and then you can click in the cells to add them as far as what you want to add together. My next category is taxes. You can put any kind of taxes that you know that you have to pay down in here. If we have an escrow shortage, we have an occupation tax, and that's not all year, that's just certain periods. Under that is car maintenance. And so whatever if you have an oil change on here that you're doing, if you have to pay for brakes, you would add all that in that period. House repair, whatever it is, again, you just want to add that in so you can see how much at the end of the year, how much you spent on these categories. And this is going to help you with your sinking fund. If you have a sinking fund for these categories, then you'll know on average per year, if you're doing this every year, how much you spend on these items. Childcare, we have 4 kids, so we have a childcare category. Kids activities, if Cub Scouts, we have $75 per year for Cub Scouts. Whatever activities you have for your kids, whatever dues you pay, you'd want to put into a category. If you have giving, you might want to create a category for giving. You might, tithe for your church. You can add that in as a category. And then also we have a sinking fund category for accrual for certain things such as Christmas. So we have different savings accounts where every paycheck, we put a certain amount of money into it. So that way by that time, like by Christmas, we have at least $1,000 in that Christmas account. And then my husband needs hearing aids every 7 years because he was born with a hearing impairment. So he has to get hearing aids every 6 to 7 years. So we have a sinking fund for his hearing aids. If you were buying a new car, you might want to put this into this category. And then at the bottom, you'll have your total for that period. So you should have a 1-line row at the bottom so you can see the amount. So then if you scroll all the way over to the right, you should be able to see once you fill this all in, this is not our actual trended statement because like I said, ours is in Excel. However, this is just a template that I was using to show you guys that I created just to show you. But on the right, on the bottom, you would see the total amount of money that you need per year for your household expenses or what you are spending per year. Perhaps maybe you're looking to see where you can cut, what categories you can, maybe lower or remove some things that you spend less every year, or maybe you'll see that there's some room, that you can, wow, we don't spend as much as we thought we did. I don't know how many people say that, but so it just kind of gives you the total down. So if somebody says, what does it take to operate your household in a year? Because if you're trying to calculate your 3 to 6 months of emergency expenses to put into your savings account for your emergency fund, this also can be an excellent tool for that because you can see 6 months easily, 3 to 6 months within this, and then you'll know how much money you realistically need in that 3 to 6 month emergency fund. And then if someone says, how much does it cost to operate your household per year? Bam, you know it quick. You've got that number because it's on the bottom right of this 1-page statement, and you can see that number right there, and you know how much money you need per year. And then, like I said, it just helps you to find, different areas maybe that you can improve upon, or just that you are aware. I always say the first step in anything is just being aware. Knowing what is going on is key to being able to pay off debt or to save money. Or, most people don't know what they're doing. They're just kind of walking around like in a daze and just spending money left and right, and they have no idea where it's going. And then they might say, why do we make all this money and we have nothing to show for it? So you want to at least know where your money is going. And so if you can have one of these year to year, it's going to really help you. Also, if you have a spouse like I do who is the free spirit and you're the nerd like I am, it really helps with your free spirit spouse to be able to just show them the 1-page, statement and say, this is what we're spending money on. And, it might make it easier than, maybe you could do like a quarterly meeting to discuss things and as far as where all your money's going and to come up with, I'd like to do this. Maybe you want a vacation line item on there so you can have a sinking fund for vacations, whatever it may be, right? So this is just a fantastic tool. Once you get your template set up in whoever format you want, it's very easy to fill in and you don't have to even look at it every month. Just like I said, at the end of the year, you could go back to all of those individual monthly budgets that you have and fill it in at the end of the year or every quarter. I like to fill it in at the end of every month just because I'm a nerd. And I do have mine as another tab on my budget spreadsheet. So after the month is up, I can take that month and just plug it into the tab for the statement. So that way I know, at the end of the year, it's all filled out. And I also have a separate one for business for my YouTube channel and all of that. So I have a separate statement for that, which is perfect. So I can stick that in my tax folder at the end of the year. All right, so if you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, this is just all you need is, one-page spreadsheet with 12 columns or 13 columns for the total at the end. And then obviously you need a column in the beginning just for your category header and then your description of each row. It can be very simple though. You don't even have to break it out into categories if you don't want to. You can just put the description on the left and all the way across the right, just put each amount per month or per period. All right. So that's it. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If it's your first time here, be sure to subscribe. I'm here every single Tuesday talking all about money, and we're a family of 6 living in the Philadelphia area, and I do work in finance full-time in addition to this and raising the kids, so very busy, but it's wonderful. Good life. It's a good life. Okay, thank you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.